Tell us where we're going, Kia.
Malta. It's very early.
Hello and welcome to the second marathon video. Where are we? We're driving towards Gatwick Airport at a terribly stupid hour. 6 a.m. flight. That's the sat nav. 6 a.m. flight, which means it's 10 to 3 right now. And we've already been up for like an hour and a half, so quite tired. We're going to Malta today for the second marathon. It's absolutely freezing in London at the moment, but hopefully it's a little bit warmer in Malta. Looked at the forecast and it's meant to be pouring it down with rain on Sunday, which will be nice and fun for the race. I guess that's all there is to say.
Yeah. So we're here in the hotel. It's super nice. I feel like it'd be really nice in summer. There's like a couple of pools. We got upgraded to a nice suite, which is good. Very cheap as well, probably because it's February. But yeah. And now we're gonna go.
Should we go through what we've already done today?
What have we done?
We got
just
up.
gone on the plane.
Got up at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which was a bit of a challenge. Left the house at 2:30. Long drive to Gatwick. The slip road onto the M25 was shut, so we had to go a bit of a diversion to get on.
Yeah, to the next exit and then back.
Off the M40. So that was a little bit of a panic, but made it there in time.
Mm.
Got to the long stay car park just as the coach was pulling in.
Mm-hmm.
So that made up for some of the other lost time. Airport was pretty much deserted in terms of security. There was barely anybody in there, as you'd expect at 4:30 in the morning.
In February.
Yep. A lot of skiers, weren't there?
Yeah.
A bunch of guys with their skis. One guy with a massive, it was a road bike case, wasn't it? What else? And we got through there. We went into the lounge.
Had breakfast.
Had some breakfast. There wasn't much really going on in there, was there?
And just got on the plane, slept the whole time.
Slept
really?
the whole way through, yeah. 3-hour flight was pretty straightforward. EasyJet seats were terribly cramped though, weren't they?
Yeah, that was like the worst EasyJet plane I've been on.
Yeah, it's quite an old plane. I can remember the patterns on the back of the seats have been around for years now. We couldn't even fit our bags under our seat really. Luckily there was space in the locker above, but we just got small rucksacks that are meant to fit under the seat, but it just didn't happen. We couldn't fit our sandbags in there. 3-hour flight, slept pretty much the whole way, and then when we got to Malta airport, there were a few other Ryanair planes unloading people at the same time. It's quite an old, it's an old, small looking airport from the outside, but inside it's really modern. We got to skip the passport queues.
Yeah, that was the best bit with the Irish passports.
Yeah, get yourself one. Bit of a queue at the taxi pickup point because the people in front of us in the queue hadn't pre-booked or something. They were trying to organise something at that point, so not fun waiting around in that queue, but managed to get through it eventually. The taxi driver was
so dangerous.
She was flying all over the place, didn't
so
care what lane she was in. But we got here, it's around about midday I think we got here.
Finally got in the room at like 1.
Yeah, check-in took absolutely ages, albeit we were early to check in, but the hotel was empty, so the room, don't think there was anyone staying in it last night or so. That brings us up to
time to go.
Yeah, 1 o'clock we got in the room. Now it's just about 1:30. The hotel well, it's called a hotel, and it's called Urban Valley Resorts and Spas.
We've already been up for 12 hours.
Yeah, we've been up for 12 hours. This hotel is a little bit out of town, and they do shuttles into Valletta and Sliema, but we've missed them because we're a little bit late now. So we're going to get a Bolt taxi down there, walk around Valletta for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours probably.
Yeah.
That's about all we've got now, and then race number pickup is from 5 o'clock in Sliema. So the plan is to get the boat across from Valletta to Sliema. I don't know if I'm pronouncing Sliema right. It doesn't sound like the right name, but I think that's how you say it. Plans to get a boat across from Valletta to Sliema. Hopefully that is running and there's not a massive queue for it or whatever. But we'll hopefully get the numbers at 5 on the dot, be one of the first people in there, get to avoid any extra queues, and then find our way back to the hotel, maybe have some dinner on the way if we see a restaurant, maybe have dinner here, and then try and get an early night, because I think it's looking like a 3:30, 4 o'clock wake up in the morning, so sleep schedule will be all over the place. Cool. Do we have anything else to say? Should we do a room tour?
I think we need to go.
I think we'll do a quick room tour.
Oh.
Okay, we've just flipped the camera around. There we go. It's on this gimbal thing that I don't really know how to use, so if it flips around, that's not my hand, that's the gimbal. We're here for 2 nights, Saturday to Monday. We only paid €110 for breakfast included for the 2 of us. And then when we got here, the check-in took ages, but we got upgraded from the standard room to the suite, or junior executive suite. So we've got this whole little living area here, little sofa and tables, and TV number 1. And then in here is the bedroom, TV number 2. We've got a balcony out here, doors on both sides. The spa is just down there. Probably going to check that out tomorrow after the race. And then in here is the bathroom. Again, bath perfect for after a marathon. Separate shower, mirror number 2, and I think that rounds it off. Anything else to say, Kia, before we get on our way?
I'm very hungry.
Very hungry.
That's my parting comment.
Cool. Alright, let's go. Straight to Burger King. Looks cool, doesn't it? Alright, good morning to absolutely nobody around. It's about 4:30 on Sunday morning now. I'm just leaving the hotel to walk to the finish line, where we get a coach from there out of town to the start line. I kind of know where I'm going. Oh, this umbrella is broken. It's raining mildly at the moment, but it's meant to be raining basically the whole morning. So this journey probably isn't going to be much fun. This umbrella is not in a good way. Trying to look around, remember what everything looks like for the walk back afterwards. It's about a half-hour walk, I think.
Canopies, time to get to the start line. We are minutes away from the start of the Lifestyle 2024 Marathon.
I don't want to take myself.
About 13k in. Going strong. Thank you. A little bit over halfway now. Just feeling drained from the rain and lack of sleep. I'm just absolutely soaked through to the bone. Oh, I think we should be heading in towards Valletta pretty soon down a main road. Yeah, I've had enough of these winding little flooded roads. Hopefully it's not so flooded in town. Alright, back in the pocket you go. Almost there. I can see the finish line now. About a quarter mile to go. Did it. Cross the line. done. 2 countries down, Malta complete. I'm just walking around the outside of the hotel now. Did a mix of a power walk and a hobble, called it a power hobble, back to the hotel from the finish line. Absolutely shattered. I'll give you a bit of a rundown of the race in a bit. Alright, we are back in London. I wanted to do a bit of a race report when I got back to the hotel in Malta, but I couldn't be bothered. And then the next morning we were in a little bit of a rush having breakfast and getting ready to go. So again, didn't sit down with a camera, but I might as well do it now. The start was kind of the most enjoyable part of most of the race, because everyone was there with a team spirit. Everyone's just thinking they want to get through this. Any thoughts that I had that I might run a quicker time were completely out the window before it even started, with no warm-up, being pretty freezing and slowly getting more and more soaked. When the whistle went and we all kicked off, it was just funny, really, thinking, why the hell am I in Malta running through the pouring rain at 6:30 in the morning? Why have I chosen to do this to myself? I'd worn one pair of trainers and had my race trainers spare, and then had switched them over in the Portaloo just before the start, trying to keep anything I could dry as long as possible. After a few hundred yards, my trainers were already soaked the whole way through, completely submerged in water, and the start took us up a hill pretty quickly, and there was just a stream of mini river flowing down it, and things like that going through this little town in the pouring rain was quite enjoyable. An experience for sure. And then there were a few times I was just chatting to people, just laughing, like, this is going to be a long race. Then after it the pack thinned out a little bit, and you weren't surrounded by everyone, it started to get a little less fun and just more of a chore of still got 20 miles to go or whatever. You start in the old capital and essentially just weave round a whole bunch of roads out there for half a marathon, 25k, and then start to head in towards Valletta and Sliema towards the finish line. And that the first half of that in the weaving around stage, there were some really nice views at points. Some of the old city walls and stuff like that, and it was cool to see what I think was the national football stadium there. We didn't, we got a close-up view of it, didn't get to do a lap of the pitch or anything, but it was pretty cool to see it. And then the route actually takes you back around the football stadium from the other way, so I got a little bit confused the second time. Like, back here again, and that type of thing, looping back on yourself, did start to get a little bit demoralising after a while. The main issue though was just the complete flooding of the roads. I'm not sure what drainage system Malta has going on, but the roads just do not drain. After only a couple of hours of heavy but not torrential rain, a lot of these roads were just completely submerged in water. A lot of road cars just couldn't drive down, or were going through at a snail's pace trying to not flood the engine. After that kind of weaving section, our marathon route joined up with the half marathon and walkathon route, with essentially just a half marathon back down towards the finish line, a more direct part of the race. And as you came in towards Valletta, you got some decent views of the water and the stuff we'd been looking at yesterday walking around the city. Kind of got a sense for where you were a little bit. You didn't actually make it into Valletta. You got almost to the edge of the city and then headed down a hill round the outside of it down towards the water's edge and followed that round towards Sliema. It was the kind of classic thing of once
once you go past 20 miles or in a marathon, you're kind of in countdown phase, especially if you're not running particularly quickly for a time. Those last few miles can really drag as you're 5 miles, 4 3/4 miles left, 4.5 miles left, as you're counting each bit down. So the bit running around the water did take a little bit longer than, just mentally it took a little bit longer than I would have liked, because it kind of feels like that's the last stage, this just this bit around the water and then you're there. But there was a fair bit of weaving still to do. It was nice running past a bunch of boats and everything, and very scenic by that point. And luckily the rain had finally stopped. It was only for the last 10-15 minutes maybe, but finally wasn't getting absolutely pelted on by the rain. This was the first race I'd ever done with a second layer. Had my jacket on the whole way and finally took the hood down at this point and looked around a little bit more. So had a bit of support for crossing the line, and then when we did actually cross the line, they gave us a cool medal. This is the first wooden medal I've ever got. There's a space to write your time on the back of it. I think I crossed the line in 3 hours 25. The medal was just a little map of outline of the island. It's a Lifestyle Malta Marathon 2024 finisher. Some flags and stuff around the outside, artwork, I don't know, some Maltese looking emblems, and a little picture of the city down the bottom. I guess in conclusion for the Malta Marathon, it's definitely going to be hard to look back too positively on it, just because of the bad luck of the weather on the day. It can kind of make or break any run. Would I do it again? If I have time at some point, but I don't know when that point is going to be. I'm not sure when I'm going to have the time. Next up, going to the US and hopefully Canada for a day pretty soon. If we do make it into Canada, then that'll be the first unofficial race of this challenge, or unofficial run, just me and the watch. Should be an interesting one nonetheless. I think that's all there is to cover in this one, so take care and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.